Season 27, Episode 12. Springfield's big parade is underway. The police and the fire department both try to steal the spotlight from each other. Bart quickly senses the tension between them, so he decides to help things speed up a little. The police car turns around, determined to show the firefighters what a real violence machine looks like. The fire truck sprays foam all over the street. The tank's tracks were slipping and sliding as if they were coated in butter. A tank spins out of control and charges straight toward the Quickie Mart.
We're still alive! Oh, there is a God!
Homer glared at Bart, but Bart says, "You didn't see anything." Homer pulls out a camera. "Oh, I've got proof." Homer says if Bart wants him not to turn in the evidence, Bart has to promise to never pull pranks again. Bart replies, "If I don't mess around while I'm young, then when I grow up, it'll all be called crime."
Promise me?
I promise.
Milhouse finds the newly reformed Bart and tells him there's a perfect chance to prank Principal Skinner. Bart remembers the evidence in Homer's hands and refuses. Milhouse doesn't believe him and drags him to Skinner's work site. Smash the window, release the handbrake, and send the car straight off the cliff. Let the principal feel a little shock. Bart doesn't break the window. He even uses a brick to block the wheel. Homer has successfully restrained Bart. Then he and Marge go to visit Apu. Apu's brother is there too, wrapped in bandages, saying the Quickie Mart is destroyed. He explains that he's already transferred his shares to his son. The boy will rebuild the store while they recover, and maybe even turn it into a side business. A month and a half later, Apu arrives at the new Quickie Mart. It's still familiar at first. Then the workers remove the old posters. His nephew says this is a 21st century convenience store. Apu can't accept such a trendy look. He'd rather live inside the old posters. Back to reality. Apu is deeply dissatisfied with the new store. Jay asks him to talk privately in the restroom. "Even though you and my dad started this store together, there was a time when you went crazy buying scratch-off tickets, hoping to hit the jackpot. But our store's winning rate was terrible. You scratch piles of tickets and won only a few dollars total. To cover the losses, you transferred the shares to my father. So now I own 80% of this store. I can remodel it however I want." Apu obediently puts on a tank top, transforming from capitalist to employee. Mo stops by to hang around and chats with Apu for a bit. The boss immediately orders Apu to hand over the vest. "You're fired for chatting during work hours." Mo feels guilty. "This one's on me. Come to my bar, I'll buy you a few drinks." When the regulars hear Apu's been kicked out of the Quickie Mart, they start wondering how they can help. Mo gives Homer a suggestion. Have your kid design a prank. It'll destroy the store in minutes, and no one will be held responsible. Homer says, "I just convinced him to quit pranking. If I go back on that now, I'll look like I have no principles. But for our old neighbors and friends, this sacrifice is worth it."
Oh, gee!
Late at night, a drunken Homer stumbles home. He finds Bart and asks if he can pull one prank to help Apu. Bart says, "You're the one who told me to stop. I'm really enjoying this peaceful life now. You haven't strangled me in ages. My throat has finally healed."
Praise God from whom all blessings flow.
Homer thinks this version of his son is pretty great, even if it disappoints the townspeople. Please keep it up.
Dad.
I want to go straight, but Springfield needs me. Bart and Milhouse sneak next to the Quickie Mart. This new store is different from the old one. The fresh produce uses no preservatives, relying entirely on refrigeration. All I need is a 30-second blackout. Everything fresh inside will be ruined. At the critical moment, Lisa steps in to stop him. A prodigal son who returns is worth more than gold. But in Bart's eyes, turning back just means turning back so you can mess around again. Customers flee the store in panic. Seeing that the job is done, Bart restores the power, but something goes wrong. During the parade, the fire truck had already used up all its water and never refilled, so it can only watch as the flames consume the Quickie Mart. The new Quickie Mart is reduced to a patch of blackened earth. In the ruins, Apu finds one last scratch-off ticket. He spends $2 to buy it his final spark of hope. Maybe all his luck was saved for this moment. He scratches it and wins the jackpot. With the prize money, he rebuilds the Quickie Mart and regains most of the ownership. To thank Homer for his special care, Apu gives him a golden milk tea cup. From now on, bring this cup and drink milk tea for free. Homer says Apu's too generous. Apu replies, "It's not much. My milk tea is all industrial mix anyway. If you manage to drink more than $3 worth in your lifetime, I'll be impressed." Season 28, Episode 1. One of Springfield's most important statues is stolen and sold for scrap metal. The police try to find the culprit, but 2 hours pass with no leads at all. This makes some people furious. They activate Springfield's traditional special ability to create a disturbance. Another group opposes the riot. The rioters flip cars over. The anti-rioters flip the cars back upright and wipe them clean. So after the entire riot is over, total damage, 0. After everyone calms down, they rebuild the statue. That turns out to be the most lethal move of all. The new statue has a concave reflective surface that focuses the power of solar energy. Wherever the reflected light passes, nothing grows. Before long, it devastates the entire town. Facing disaster, the townspeople quickly unite, chanting slogans about rebuilding Springfield. 6 months later, Springfield still looks just as ruined. A bunch of poor people, all slogans, no money. Marge finally sees the truth. This problem needs a rich person. Mr. Burns asks, "Why should I pay to rebuild Springfield? What's in it for me?" Marge realizes it's hard to make him pay that much, so she compromises. Rebuilding just part of the town would be fine. For example, Springfield Bowl. At the mention of Springfield Bowl, Burns suddenly recalls his lost youth. He even performed there as a child. Out of respect for his memories, Burns agrees to fund the reconstruction of Springfield on one condition. "I want to put on a show at Springfield Bowl." With the money secured, the town is quickly rebuilt. Burns begins auditions for his Springfield Bowl production, longing for the awkward charm of childhood performances. He looks for performers in schools, but Springfield Elementary is overflowing with talent. Some kids can slurp noodles with godlike mastery. Others can swallow swords advanced edition. This is far too impressive for Burns. What he wants is something raw, immature, even a little embarrassing. Assistant director Lisa Simpson doesn't understand. Shouldn't a performance be brilliant and successful? She follows Burns to his mansion to find answers. A secretary leads Lisa into a room. This slideshow may give you the answer. Lisa watches footage of Burns' childhood performance, an incident caused by suspenders. Suspenders are not for everyone. They punish clowns who overestimate themselves. Burns appears behind her. "My performance became a national joke. I was mocked by countless hecklers." Lisa finally understands what Burns is chasing and how to ignite his resolve. "Are you really going to surrender to those hecklers?" "No," Burns replies. "I will put on a successful show." With determination and the power of unlimited money, he indeed stages a very fine performance. But at the finale, he tries too hard to prove himself. He removes his coat, revealing the same costume from his childhood act. A performance delayed by decades. He wants to give himself a perfect ending. The lighting technician cooperates, flooding him with a powerful spotlight. But Burns is too frail. He can't withstand it. The intense light hits him like a Category 10 windstorm. As if guided by fate, Burns returns to the very beginning, humiliated from childhood to old age. "I've lived my whole life on thin ice. Where do I put this old face?" Just as Burns stands there, lost, he suddenly realizes the audience is gone. Everyone is busy. Who has time to mock an old man for that long? Burns notices the laughter in his head has disappeared. The best way to defeat hecklers is to face them. The more you flee or resist, the more excited they become. But once you grow used to them, they eventually lose interest. Season 28, Episode 14. Do you ever deeply miss the food you ate as a child, even if it wasn't very healthy or sanitary? Homer Simpson is facing exactly that problem. The fast food places he used to go to are all upgrading. Burger joints suddenly add Japanese and Vietnamese flavors. Just looking at them kills Homer's appetite. He tries switching places, only to find the KFC sign replaced by a Chinese combo meal. The familiar flavors are abruptly pushed aside by endless new products. Homer drives all the way out of Springfield until he finally sees a familiar sign, the chili dog stand. This is the stand he's been eating at since childhood. The owner has run it for decades, never changing a thing. He serves Homer a plate of familiar chili dogs. Homer eats there all night, reminiscing, and doesn't go home until sunrise. His wife and kids have waited in the living room all night, almost ready to call the police. "You probably won't believe this," Homer says. "I spent the entire night eating hot dogs." Marge asks, "Does this house not even have hot dogs anymore?" Homer replies, "That wasn't just any hot dog. It was at Dewey's Chili Dog Stand, the place I've eaten at my whole life." Grandpa overhears and grows nostalgic too. "I used to take you there all the time. Your mother and I had marriage counseling every Wednesday. The stand was right next door. You'd eat hundreds of chili dogs in one sitting." Homer remembers how his parents were constantly on the brink of divorce. Those chili dogs were one of the few rays of light in his repressed childhood. They became Homer's default meal for every occasion. He even planned that when his time finally came, he'd leave this world happily, wrapped in the taste of those chili dogs. Homer admits that whenever he faces setbacks, he buries his sadness in food.
Hello! The what?
His two sisters-in-law have just lost their jobs and are about to move in. And just like that, Homer's setback arrives. He returns to Dewey's stand, orders another not very clean-looking chili dog. Homer asks if the owner still remembers him, but the man has aged and says he's forgotten many things. A depressed Homer eats even more. The stand becomes Homer's refuge from reality. When his boss yells at him, he comes and eats dozens. When his annual checkup comes back bad cardiovascular problems everywhere, he comes and eats 100 more to calm himself. He brings more and more people with him, so many that no one goes to Krusty Burger anymore. Even a depressed Krusty the Clown shows up to eat chili dogs. One day, when Homer notices Lisa is feeling down, he immediately drives her to the magical little stand, only to find it finally closed. Now it's Homer's turn to be devastated, and this wound has no cure. The old man says, "I'm 97. I sold the stand and retired." Homer says, "Not even 100 yet, that's prime time. Have you considered delayed retirement?" The old man politely refuses. He's already decided to sell, and the buyer is none other than Krusty the Clown. Krusty's team plans to completely remodel the stand. Without hesitation, Homer hijacks the food stand. "This is the taste of my childhood, my final safe harbor in life. I won't let you ruin it."
Somebody stop them!
Dragging his childhood memories behind him, Homer becomes the top news headline of the day. Reporters eagerly follow this crowd-pleasing police chase. Lisa tells the pursuing police officers, "I can explain." They hand her the microphone. "My dad isn't trying to protect a hot dog," Lisa says. "He's protecting Springfield's memories." Have you ever risked everything for your memories? Viewers at home, fellow food lovers respond in droves, declaring they will protect a generation's memories. Meanwhile, Homer's car soon runs out of gas, like the sudden weakness of middle age. Maybe this is where memories get buried.
No, it has not! We shall overeat!
The food lovers unleash decades of stored physical activity in a single day, charging uphill through life's slope only to discover what lies beyond is an even longer uphill climb. Cross the hill, and you'll find someone waiting. The police and corporate interests have already laid a net. Ordinary food lovers give up, but Homer refuses to be ordinary. He pushes the stand forward, chasing the horizon.
No! I can't let my little H-dog die!
Why does the 90-something old man suddenly think of Homer? He never forgot him. He only pretended to. He had already decided to sell the stand, and pretending not to remember was the only way he could face someone who loved it this much.
Your chili dogs didn't get me through my childhood. You did!
The old man raises his left hand. This hand opens jars all the time. It's very strong.
Your chili was store-bought.